Step back in time. The year 1907. Color photography was invented. The first dial telephone came into use. The first Philippine election commenced. The country under American rule. And in Manila, a group of students, just enough to fill a small classroom, were the first batch of what will be a great institution. A ministry of faithful servants willing to heed God's call through education. 1907, the year Union Theological Seminary was established. It was the beginning of a spiritual formation that is guided by deep faith and love for service. It answers the call of servant leadership based on biblical principles. One of the most significant institutions contributing to the life of the ecumenical movement in the Philippines is Union Theological Seminary. Our alumni of thousands have led in the mission to the barrios, evangelization, and establishment of churches in the rural and urban areas, leadership in the ecumenical circles, and service to the Filipino people. The Presbyterians' Ellenwood Bible School, founded in 1905, and the Methodists' Florence Nicholson Seminary, established in 1906, merged in 1907 to give birth to Union Theological Seminary. In its first year, Union had 59 students, 47 Methodists, 10 Presbyterians, and 2 United Brethren. The United Brethren Church joined the ecumenical theological endeavor, the Disciples of Christ, and the Congregationalists. With the Reverend George William Wright as its first president. In the beginning, UTS was UTS. Classes were held at the Central United Methodist Church and the Ellenwood dormitories. The school had no facilities of its own. The Manila campus on the corner of Taft Avenue and Heran Street was dedicated in 1926. It was a place the students could call their own, where they could discuss their future as church workers. It was one of the things they shared with Harris students, among others, the result of which would be many partnerships institutionally and romantically. In the bombing of Manila in 1945, the city was in ruins. But UTS withstood the bombs and remains to this day one of the monuments to God's grace and faithfulness. The seminary began offering college courses, which eventually led to the birth of Philippine Christian colleges in 1946. UTS alumni played significant roles in the eventual birth of the United Church of Christ in the Philippines in 1948. In 1962, the seminary moved to its Dasmariñas campus in Cavite, and since then, most of the Manila facilities have been shared with Philippine Christian colleges, which became Philippine Christian University in 1976. The National Historical Institute unveiled early this week 2 markers, one in Manila and one in Dasmariñas, to recognize the pioneering and trailblazing efforts of UTS in Philippine Christian evangelization. We are a part of not just the country's history, but a legacy of faith which celebrates 100 years of life in its fullness and grace.